I always tell you on the show that there's a tectonic shift going on in global affairs. And by the time everything settles down, we will look back at this moment and say this was the moment of the framing of the new international order. What am I saying? Togo, the foreign minister of Togo, just said something that made me go, wait, what? What? I'm hearing something. So the foreign minister of Togo had said that they are open to joining AES, that is the Alliance of the Sahel States, the grouping between Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. They said they are open to joining it. Although he said at the end of the day, the decision is up to the president and the parliament. But remember that the foreign minister is a part of the government. So I'm suspecting that this conversation is going on within the government of Togo, which is amazing, which is very amazing. And another thing that he said, speaking about Togo joining the AES, another thing that he said is that the population of Togo, that he's sure, I'm paraphrasing now, that he's sure that if you ask the population of Togo, many of them would want to join the AES, that is the Alliance of the Sahel States. And I'm like, whoa. You know, sometimes, yeah, because you follow, I'm not talking about myself now, me and you, because we follow geopolitics closely, right? We tend to think that certain things, we're the only people who are noticing it. It is until you take a step back and you say, wait, if it's actually mainstream conversation on the continent. Why did I say it? Like I mentioned now, the government, or let's say some people within the government of Togo, are signaling that it is in Togo's interest to join the AES, the Alliance of the Sahel States, because they have seen, and the AES is not like ECOWAS. No, the AES is, to me, an anti-imperialistic grouping that is focused on national interests, because they have found out that alone they can easily be chopped up. But when they band together, working for the interests of Africa, of their respective countries, right? Working from that interest, they are likely to win this battle against imperialism. That's the concept of the AES. And now we're in a country like Togo. A country like Togo. No, sometimes you may not, you may just think, oh, France has a huge grip over these countries. But now you're listening to conversations coming out of these countries looking for sovereignty, not independence now, sovereignty, where they take control of their political, economic, and national interest and prosperity. These people are saying they want to join the AES. That's amazing. And he's like I mentioned, the foreign minister said that if you would ask the people of Togo, they will say they would like to join. So this he's the one who is going to speak for his country, right? So I'm assuming that this conversation about joining the AES is not just within the politics, it's even among wide society. Now that will bring me to the guy whose position he did ask for it, but somehow the youths across Africa have branded him the king of Africa. And that is the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. I'm bringing him up because I'm mentioning how sometimes because you follow politics closely, you think some things you know is not yet mainstream, but it's actually mainstream. He was at the inauguration of John Mahama, the president of Ghana. And at the inauguration, the kind of reception he received, I bet he himself was shocked because going to Ghana, to the best of my knowledge, going to Ghana is his first trip, Ibrahim Traore's first trip outside of the AES states because it's either in Mali or Niger or this, but this is the first time he's leaving the AES states and it's Ghana. I told you guys that John Mahama is more pro is more pro Russia than Akufado, and he has shown sympathy to Burkina Faso compared to Akufado. As I said that like several weeks before this inauguration, and at the inauguration, I'm sure you saw how it played out. So anyway, um, Ibrahim Traore was at the inauguration of John Mahama, and the response was deafening. The noise. I'm like, so like the surprise on his face. If I see that video, I hope I find it. But if I find it, I'm sure if I don't find it, sorry.
You can also see how popular Mr. President is in Ghana when he was introduced at the Black Star Square. he got the biggest applause. Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Yes, good.
The surprise, the look on his face was so amazing. He was shocked, and I was shocked. Those thousands of people in that venue, they were all, and most of them young people, they were all clapping, standing ovation, screaming, hailing him. I said that because this, this movement in Africa, that Africans are looking for sovereignty, it's not just we who follow politics closely that are aware. It's not just, it's main knowledge across the continent. And Ibrahim Traore did not expect it, but now he has become a symbol of the fight against imperialism. That's what he has become. He's a symbol of the fight against imperialism. The same way on a global stage, Vladimir Putin of Russia has become a symbol of the fight against imperialism. And Putin did not expect that when Russia marched into Ukraine. It's the same way within Africa, Ibrahim Traore has become a symbol of anti-imperialism. He has become a symbol of African sovereignty, breaking away from the shackles of the imperialists. That is what he has become. Because explain to me all that screaming and shouting from African youths in Ghana. I bet if Ibrahim Traore came to Nigeria, he would get the same reception. If he went to Kenya, oh my God, he would get the same reception. Other than him, there was no all the other African leaders that were at the inauguration of John Mahama. None of them got that kind of applause. None of them. None of them got that standing ovation. Because they are, not all, but most of them have become to African youths. They look to us like caretakers for imperialism. And particularly this, you get, they look to us like caretakers of imperialism. But Ibrahim Traore has become the anti-imperialist figure. If ever there was a face of anti-imperialism in Africa, it's Ibrahim Traore. But he did not expect it. So I'm saying that because of this statement of the leadership or the foreign minister of Togo, he said Togo is very open to joining the Alliance of Sahel States. And it's not just within, and now I'm adding this part. This is not just within, because for him to say it is a conversation they're having within the political circle of Togo. But this is not a situation of just the political circle of Togo. Even the everyday Togolese who are going about their business, they are saying yes, it would be a nice idea to join the AES. Listen, I think for the first time maybe in centuries, we could really have African sovereignty at our grasp. We had something the last time. I'll give credit where credit is due to those are leaders who I'm going to speak about one of them in a minute, Lumumba. All right. I'll give credit to those our leaders back then. They fought. And yes, they got, I say it was not complete independence, but at least they got something where the Europeans were not coming to sit down here to tell us what to do. And one of the reasons why they were able to secure that, right, was because Europe was weak. After World War II, Europe became nothing. All the European capitals, many of them were bombed. So Europe was built back by the Americans. After World War II, the United States became the overwhelming power and it decided to create a different world. It decided to structure a new global order. And the global order it decided to structure was one of the things that United States successfully did was, permit my word, was the humiliation of Europe. Because when the US built Europe back, let's not forget, I think was it the Marshall Plan? They had a plan like that. United States built Europe back. It built that continent back. So one of the things they successfully did after building back Europe was Europe became a vassal of the United States. All these European countries, many of them are not sovereign, they became vassal states. So when they became vassal states, there was no need for they and their colonies and all of that. The United States got rid of it. And the United Nations came out of that. And one of the things about the United Nations is self determination, right? So that was how Europe was able to lose those colonies, because as it was weak after World War II, as it became completely decimated after World War II, right? The anti-imperialist sentiment in Africa was growing. America capitalized on it. But they gave us a show, because once colonialism ended, neo-colonialism kicked in. Neo-colonialism kicked in, and neo-colonialism has been what Africa has had for the since post World War II. So because even when we were gaining, because back then, following the end of the Second World War, they were now beginning to structure the system of the new global order. And as those people sat down behind closed doors and they created that system of the new world order, when they created that system, Europe was already weak, and the sentiment was growing. The anti-imperialist sentiment was growing in Africa. So what did they do? They said, "Okay, independence, take this." So even before any African state had gained independence, like so-called independence, the new structure of neo-colonialism was already set up. So we came out of colonialism and fell into neo-colonialism. But this is the first time in centuries where it seems like sovereignty for Africa is at our grasp. If Togo is speaking like this, and the foreign minister of Togo is even telling us that within his society, I'm adding paraphrasing now, that within his society, the quest to get into the AES, if you ask them, they'll say yes, they want to, because the AES is a symbol of anti-imperialism. That means the anti-imperialism sentiment in Africa is big. I thought it was just for we who follow geopolitics, but clearly no. If the statement of the foreign minister of Togo and the reception of Ibrahim Traore in Ghana during the inauguration of John Mahama is anything to go by, the anti-imperialist sentiment is deep. That's why I'm saying that I really, really think that if we will stay this course and create a very powerful structure and a very powerful system, we can win. The first time in centuries, Africa can really become sovereign. Africa can really become sovereign. Oh, I'm so excited about what the future would hold. It's not going to be easy. No, 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 it's not going to be easy. I told you the last time when we were speaking about France. I said, no matter what you do, France is not going to leave Africa easily. The fact that they are saying they are going to reduce their military presence does not mean France is going to leave Africa. And I'm going to say that thing about imperialism in general. The fact that anti-imperialist sentiment is growing in Africa does not mean the imperialists will want to leave Africa. But if we stay the course and we create a plan, I'm saying this now, and we create a plan, we can win. Oh, we can win. And that future is indeed going to be very bright. So let me know what you think about this statement from the Foreign Minister of Togo. Let me know your comments in this. Let me let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Togo is open to joining the AES, the Alliance of the Sahel States. Share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with those around you so that YouTube can get the hint that I'm doing a good job here, and that way YouTube will push these videos to more people for us to grow this channel. And also, we can all increase Africa's voice on the global scale. And if you want to support the work that I'm doing here, feel free to use the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, and it's also on the screen. Thank you so much.